And uh, hello, and welcome back to Retrieving Sanity with your podcast host Keegan, and this is your podcast for all mental health, addiction, recovery issues, and topics. Yes, I almost tripped up over my own intro. I do it all the time. Don't worry. Uh, so, I hope you have been having a wonderful week. For myself, it's been one of those that's like, yeah, I've had some wins and I've also had some hiccups at work, and it's just one of those things where everything's still going and it's great. So can't really complain. Oh yeah, y'all can't see him from here, so hang on. Turn, turn. So I have a new little buddy for the microphone. Some of y'all may have seen him, some of y'all may have not. Probably most of y'all have not. So, real quick update. Y'all have not seen the update episode or the live stream little thing. The studio has gotten a little bit of an upgrade. So it's more spacious. It doesn't really look like it from the camera, but that's okay because y'all don't need the space I do. So I can scoot my chair around a whole lot more. I can stand up if I want. Two I got two boxes. One for the keyboard and one for the mouse pad. So I can stand up if I want. You know, got to make do, and that is totally fine. And it's one of those things too, like I want to start doing some episodes standing up, but I know that I talk with my hands too much. I also will want to walk around a whole lot, and it's just going to cause more issues. And I don't know if it's something that I can really work with, but we'll see. So the podcast is about to go on air over in DC. Sorry, is it on air if it's on TV? I think so. But I don't know. It's just still really weird that this is going to be on broadcast like TV is really weird. Not necessarily the solo, like me doing this weird little live stream, but it totally could be if I submitted it for an episode. But I'm not going to do that because not everything is, well, content rich whenever it's just me. And most of the people that see this are the people that know me and somewhat care, I guess. Or maybe like, I wonder if he's still on drugs and alcohol. Yeah, no, no. Okay, good for him. And and some people are probably like, yeah, whatever. It's a front. And, oh yeah, trust me, I heard that a lot in Oxford that this podcast was a front. So, yeah, it's great. People make up shit for anything and everything. Anyways, so today I don't know what I really want to talk about, and that's why it's impromptu episode number 4. So, my idea was I don't really know. like, I wanted to talk about like if you actually read the description and everything, it says with another week down, it's time to reflect on something. What that is, I haven't decided yet, but that's the fun part sometimes, unless you can't make decisions like myself. And I was like, should I do an episode on making decisions and what to do if you're indecisive like myself? And I was like, I don't know. And it's mostly because am trying to come up with an episode idea last minute for the sheer fact that I forgot today was Friday. I thought today was Thursday for some reason, and it felt like a Thursday until the very end of work, where it's like, all right, have a good weekend, and I was like, oh yeah, it's Friday. I got a live stream to do, and it kind of sucks that I guess I could have had Julian reschedule with me today, but I thought I had another person scheduled, and that's the thing too, is that his internet just went bloop, just dropped completely, and I've been there. It sucks, and I can just say thank you to him. So thank you to him for allowing us to reschedule some point to where hopefully both of our computers and everything work out fantastic. So really, whenever it comes to everything nowadays, everything is so fast paced that we have to make decisions almost lickety split, like in a jiffy. And if you don't know what a jiffy is, it's actually really, 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 really fast. You can't move in a jiffy. However, the thing is that we want everything to move in a jiffy. And if we actually did, then we wouldn't actually experience life because everything would be a whole bunch of reactions instead of responses, and everything would be almost instantaneous, and there wouldn't be a whole lot of actual like build up, pleasure, or really anything. It'd just be like, all right, this and that. Oh no, I forgot to turn off the air conditioner. Be right back. Told you it's impromptu. Air conditioner. Sorry about that. Don't know if y'all actually heard me yell air conditioner in the apartment, but it's just kind of what I do. So, making decisions is one of those things that also has to be kind of lickety split. You know, it has to be done really quick a lot of the time, and I don't like that personally because I want to know so many of the variables, so many of the everything that goes on before I make a decision because I'm afraid that it won't turn out the best. That's just plain simple. It won't turn out the best. It won't turn out the way everything could be utilized to its maximum capacity all the time. Not a second is wasted. Every bit is enjoyed. And after effects, everything can be utilized in some way, shape, or form at the end of it. And I don't like that's just. I want stuff to work that way, but it does not. And trying to get all that information at once is also impossible. And a lot of the times, I'm not going to have that information ready by the time I need to make that decision. So I have to go off of what I know is best or uh, best to my knowledge and so on and so forth. And that's really where asking for advice and support, stuff like that, really comes in handy. But it can be really stressful to make a decision, right? It's like, shit. What do I want? And it's like, because our decisions are essentially a representation of our character, right? Because it is saying, this is what I have chosen to do for myself and or others. And that's just kind of the way it is, right? However, a lot of us don't want to make mistakes at all. We don't want any kind of mistake. We don't want anything to ever go wrong and be associated with us. So we try to sit there and say, well, I'm not going to go down that road because there's possible implications that could be in the negative. So I'm not going to go there. But at the same time, there could be totally a whole bunch of pros that outweigh the cons. But because there's even a little bit of con, it's like, yeah, no. So, like, and here's an example of like me trying to get an idea of variables before making a decision. So, whenever you're a kid, or well, whenever I was a kid growing up in school, kids would always ask other kids, like, hey, what would you do if? Or what would you do if this? What would you do if that? So on and so forth. And literally, every time someone asked me, what would you do if? I would say, depends. Or, I don't know, depends. People knew after a certain point that asking me anything along those lines would end in, I don't know, kind of depends. And then I'd ask more questions to say, yeah, that is more along the decisions I would make based on the criteria given to me, but I'm not going to make one blindly. And I think that that's the problem about life is that there's so many variables that I want to know that I can't get to know them all and actually be productive still because to know all the variables, all the outcomes, and so on and so forth of just even a simple decision can take so long that it's impractical to even consider asking the question. But I'll do it anyways because I just want to know. And then it puts me in this weird little paralysis of like, oh, I want to do this, but I also want to do that, but I don't want to do this because of that. Don't want to do this because of that. And then I also get in this really weird state where it's like, I should be doing that. Yeah, I should be. I totally should be doing that right now, but I can't. I'm looking right there at it. I'm looking at it and I'm trying. Mm-hmm. I'm get up, get up. Come on, get up. You can do it. It's right there. Just 10 feet. Just 10 feet. That's all. It is one of those things. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, thank fuck for you because that is great. Like, holy crap, I'd love to make decisions and be able to do executive function like really well. That would be great. But no, I can literally sit there and be like, I should be doing that. Do 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 do. And then the thing is, like, you might think that, and mind you, if you know what I'm talking about, you already know what I'm about to say. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, get this. I hate myself for doing that. I, yep, I hate myself for doing that. And it's not like, do I hate myself because I'm not doing it? Or do I hate myself because I'm saying I should do it and I don't? Or am I hating myself because I know that I could be doing all of it anyways and still be talking to myself in my head about it and do it anyways and so on and so forth and I still don't? And literally any variation of that, and it still ends up with me sitting here just going, yep, I should. Mm-hmm. And then every now and then I get a little bit of like motivation, like, oh, hey, here you go. And then sometimes it lasts for hours, sometimes it lasts for minutes, and then sometimes it lasts for a day, maybe, maybe two if we're lucky. But that's kind of the thing is that making those split second decisions to do something can be paralyzing. It really, really, really can. Asking someone to make a decision can sit there and put them in a state of like paralysis, literally, because it's like, ugh. Because we don't want to be wrong as people. We want to be right. We want to do well to ourselves. We want to do well to those around us. And whenever we're given this kind of decision making, it goes a lot of ways. And there is something really interesting that I've actually learned not too long ago. So, whenever we're faced with making decisions, we're actually not too sure if we're making the decision in the first place. Now, whenever I say this, it's because they were able to put people in an MRI scanner and be able to monitor the brain and everything whenever it came to a task, such as making a decision. And the area in the brain that makes decisions was highlighted before the person was conscious of making that decision. That's weird, right? So a lot of people might be able to say like, so we don't have free will. Maybe, maybe not. But then some people wanted to take that test a little bit further and found out that whenever there are serious implications with a decision, we actually do make that decision somehow. For some reason, our brain goes, big consequence. Let the guy in charge take over. And sometimes it goes, not big consequence. Let's run with it. And I don't know why exactly it does that. And I'm sure no one else does either. And there's theories out there, but it kind of leaves us with like, do we have free will or do we not? Screw that. But the thing is, there's a part of me that knows what the rest of me wants before I do it. And then there's that part of me that just won't fucking do it. I don't know why. It's the weirdest thing. And whenever those two can actually like agree on something, dude, it's awesome. I can do like everything if I want to, if I can put my brain to it, if I can focus on it. But that's the thing is that that takes another decision that is also not really on my frontal lobe capacity, is sitting there saying, I'm going to dedicate attention here. Yeah, that's good. Uh-huh. Yeah, I can't do that very well. It has to be something that grabs my attention, and it has to be something that is somewhat engaging or something that just hooks me to where it's like, oh yeah, I can totally get into that. And it can be something stupid and silly like microphones, and, computer stuff, like oh, so I get stupid stuff. But for other people, it can, same thing, you know. I digress. Um, but whenever we're trying to really make those decisions, like should I get up and do laundry? It's like for me, it could be that while I'm doing the laundry, I may have to go do something else, and I don't want to leave my laundry in the washer and get mildewy and then have to wash it again. That's just a waste of detergent and water. right? But then it's like, but you shouldn't have to worry about leaving the house if you're doing laundry because it's laundry day. And then it's like, but there's emergencies, things come up. And then and it's also like, I could be working on the podcast, or I could be working on my spiritual practices, or I could be working on reading uh, Think and Grow Green, uh, learn money stuff. Like there's a whole bunch of things, but my brain just sometimes just goes, yeah, yeah. We're just going to sit here in like a weird little limbo of indecision because it's easier. It's kind of like I'll let everything just make decisions for me. And that's called living by consequence. And it's not fun. I've done it for many, many, many years. I don't recommend it whatsoever. Living by consequence means that I do stuff and then I say, okay, and let it just sit there. And then whatever happens, happens. And a lot of the time, it was usually bad stuff. So lately, I've been doing good things and kind of letting them do their thing and then stepping away from them and then coming back to them. And stuff's not broke and it's weird. Okay. I don't know how much to tell you that. Like, I go back to the stuff and it's not gone or broke. And actually, like, I think there's fruit growing or something in that garden. I don't know. It's weird. And it just feels wrong sometimes. And that can make me feel like I'm doing the wrong thing, which makes me not want to do a decision that is actually going to benefit me because it's still new and awkward and weird. Like, we're talking about years of self deprecation, jokes, self hate, self sabotage, everything that could be negative self related. I was doing it. So, what, 3.5 years? I have to think about that. It's weird, right? 3.5 years in recovery, and things are starting to really blossom. Like, and maybe not even blossom, like the little groundhogs and prairie dogs underneath the dirt are starting to wake up and stuff. It's, I don't know, it's weird. And I think it's okay to feel weird in that sense because I've made the decision to get better, and a part of me still probably doesn't want to let go of that for the sheer fact that it's familiar. It's a part of me, right? It was a part of who I am. My pain, my traumas, my self hate, self deprecation, all of it was a part of me. Who am I without it? And that's kind of the funny thing is like, I would like to think a decent dude, but I can be really impatient and that can make me a huge asshole. And it's funny because it's like, how can you be impatient if you can't make decisions? Please help me. I don't know. So that's the thing is that it's like I'm a walking contradiction. And it's not so much that I'm a contradiction, it's a fact that I don't understand myself the best. And I'm working on it. And that's what I think everyone should be able to at least say and do with themselves is say, I don't know myself all that well, but I'm willing to learn and work on it. And if I hear someone say that, I'd be like, dude, like, cool, A plus. Like, you're already doing better than a lot of other people that just say, I'm okay sitting in this swamp water. But again, to each their own. And it's not so much necessarily saying people that aren't progressing or sitting in swamp water, because maybe that's just their situation. And their situation is them being on a lily pad of some sorts in a swamp. So just because someone's situation may be totally different or from that outside perspective, their inner world is really what counts and matters. And you won't get to know that unless you really get to sit there and talk to other people and get to know them a little bit. Some people do wear their inner worlds on their sleeve, and some people are just straight up assholes. It's okay. And some people are wolves in sheep clothing. So you do have to be careful, but that's why you have to use discernment, experience, and make decisions on who you want to be and who you want in your close friend circle or not. And yeah, guess what? Another decision. And Isn't this weird? I was like, I don't know what I want to talk about. I haven't made a decision on it, and I'm making a decision on this because it's something that I'm experienced in because I don't know how to do it. So that's one of the things that I'm going to try to find is a decision coach for the podcast, right? Like a decision coach. Actually, let's see something. Is there such a thing as a decision coach? Decision coach. The decision coach. Life coach helps you decide to move. Yeah, there is a decision coach. Cool. I'm not going to get a decision coach for myself. I'm going to interview them because I'm smartly doing it. I know I said smartly. It was on purpose. And that was another thing too, is that I've come to realize like a lot of people may think I'm kind of dumber than I really am. And I thought about it and it was like, oh yeah, it's because I play dumb a lot. And whenever that's your first impression on someone, that is their first impression of you, of me. I'm dumb. So I kind of have to tone that back some. But it's also like if you know me, you know me, and some people are like, "Yeah, he's still dumb," and it's like, "Yeah, I can't argue with that." I've hit my head a lot, done a lot of drugs and alcohol, and yeah, lots of brain damage. I'm surprised I'm still capable of breathing without a tube. So, anyways, we're at 21 minutes. Let's see. Oh yeah, if you haven't noticed, I got a pimple on my nose, and I was like, "Hey, that I'll pop it real quick." I popped it, and then it just bled like crazy, and I was like, "Oh, of course." Now I'm going to have a bloody nose while I live stream. If you want to see something even funnier, though, and I mean this one's actually pretty funny. So that one right here, that's not a pimple. That is a teensy bitsy like. It may be part of a pimple, but it's a miniature black eye that I gave myself on accident. So I had three laptops in my bag for work, and I was trying to lift them up over the back seat, and it kind of got stuck on something, and so I turned around to like really get that angle on it, and then my finger slipped off the bag, and it just went and that sucked a lot. That was 3 days ago now, two. And yeah, it just popped up the day after. I was like, oh, son of a bitch. Like, oh, at least it wasn't like a huge black eye, but it did hurt. Um, but at least I can laugh at it. And I'm laughing at myself. You got to be able to do that if you want to stay sane. And that's another thing, too, is that I made the decision to not laugh at myself and to not allow myself to be vulnerable and comfortable around myself. Why? Because being vulnerable around anyone else hurt me. So if anyone else hurt me and I trusted them more than I trusted myself, that means I can't trust myself because I trusted them more and they still fucked up. So what does that mean for me? Yeah, yeah, weird, right? Weird. Yeah, it does. A lot of it does come back to self and how I view self, how I treat self, and respect self or disrespect, so on and so forth, and how everything is on the outside in reverts to, well, not necessarily reverts to, it's more like, how say, um, transmutes. And then from inside out. So the things that happen on the outside develop the inside, and whatever I choose to develop on the inside is what I produce outwardly. So yeah, there are some things in the world that are either A, unforgivable, or B, just shouldn't be done. And shit still happens. And I'm not saying that it's forgivable. I'm not saying people should be able to say, "Oh yeah, it's great. It's over. It happened like 30 years ago, whatever, and we're fine." Blah blah. Well, no, there are some things that it's totally okay to be salty about. Still, no, and that's totally fine because pain is pain and it's valid. And don't let anyone else ever diminish your pain and tell you that it's not worth anything, because guess what? You subconsciously made a decision to say that that pain was painful and worth experiencing. Why? I don't know. For some reason. your brain decided to say that on some things, and it did. So, ta-da! But that does leave us with that weird little bit of like social interactions, right? Um, because then I'm going to stop it right there because I'm going to put my foot in my mouth faster than I can take it out, and I'm not going to do it right now. So, anyways, I also forgot where exactly I was going because I saw like something and I looked away for a second. I made the decision to take my eyes off the prize, and I lost it. Subconscious decisions are the weird ones, though, right? Because we're not consciously making them. Because a lot of the time, we're doing things without going, should I do this or should I not do that? And usually, in those moments, whenever I'm asking myself that, they're usually trivial and don't have much value on some things. But at the same time, I ask myself a lot of questions and speak out loud a lot, so I can't really say that anymore. I digress. Don't listen to me. What are you doing listening to this podcast? But making decisions on subconscious level really do come from that inner world that we have. If we don't have a developed inner world that is rich and full of positive reinforcement, then we're going to end up feeding off whatever the world feeds us. And if you're familiar with the term doom scrolling, then you're really good at dooming yourself because that's not good social interaction. I should know, I'm one of them. But at the same time, it's just we're really letting a lot of outside dictate how we should feel on the inside. And it doesn't come through that message of like a big banner on Facebook that says this, that, or another. It comes through the algorithms, the way that your feed works, the things that you click on, don't click on, so on and so forth. And that's the thing. Like, I am actually off Facebook a lot more now, like a lot, and I feel so much better because I don't see some of y'all sitting there supporting, and that makes me. Mm. So, again, if you support Cheeto Man, get the fuck off my Facebook page. Anyways, and I do know a very few select of you are on my Facebook page, and you're only there because of family. Keep that in mind. So, with that being said, yeah, another decision, and that's a firm one. So, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What else do I say? I could talk about trying to make the decision of quitting vaping. I haven't done it yet. I'm working on it. It's weird because it's like the craving isn't. So it's not so much a craving, like, oh God, I gotta have it. Like now it's kind of turning more into like the whole, it'd be kind of nice. But then like I'm having weird second thoughts like, no, my mouth's a little bit more dry right now. That's not a good idea. And it's like, yeah, no. Bottle of water sounds really good though. I forgot I had this actually. Ah. Pro tip: always keep at least a bottle of water by your desk. You never know whenever you'll need it. So, um, hmm. Let's see. I've also made the decision to get a surge protector for my computer and stuff, so that with all the storms that have been happening down here, it doesn't just go boom and then freak out on me. Because I think, what was it, like a month after getting this computer and monitor, I was sitting here and not and monitor, just a computer. And we had a storm, power went out, and then I went to the computer, turned it on, and it was all like green bars up and down the screen. And I was like, oh shit. And thankfully, it just went away on its own really easy. But it was enough to scare me into protecting all of my electronics, or at least some of them, the ones that are really important for the podcast. Um, so And I also have Verizon Home Protect plan, which means any electronics and stuff that I need help or repairs or replacements, bam, done, got it, easy. So definitely look into that kind of stuff if you're into technology like myself. There is home technology insurance of sorts that is actually not too expensive. I think with Verizon, it's like 10, or $15 a month, maybe something like that. But it's not bad, and it's my phone and literally any electronic in my house. It's great. I love it. You should do it too. I haven't had to use it yet though, but on the off chance that I do need to, I actually could use it on this. Now that I think about it, I could. Hmm. Should I? Nah, probably won't. But I could. Hmm. I do need another monitor and it is damaged. See, making a decision. But see, if I make a claim on it, I may get the exact same monitor. And if I do some research and some shopping, I may find a better one for either the same price or cheaper. So that's the thing. Got to make a decision. And a lot of us, again, I'm impatient. I like to make decisions and also not. Contradicting. I'm a walking contradiction. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think my brain is telling me, hey dude, subconscious decision here. Your fucking words are not starting to flow well together. It's time to stop. And it's at 31 minutes. It's not a bad stopping point. But at the same time, it's like, we should maybe just keep going for about an hour because that's how long the live stream should be at minimum. So, yeah, we're going to sit here and talk about decisions some more. So, like this, that's not good. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Um, no, but whenever it comes to decisions, we place a lot of, I place a lot of weight of my decision on what other people will think of my decision. And again, I already said this because it is a representation of my character. Um, and that is kind of what also makes me say, fuck it. Like, I care enough, but I also don't in some regards, right? Like, I can give an F in this regard, but not an F in this regard. Do they cancel out? Not necessarily. Some people may say so, some people may not. And then if you really ask me, it says, on which context and scenario are we talking? Because all my parameters are fluid, they are not static. And that's the hard part, right? So some people might say that not having that set self is not knowing yourself, but I disagree because nothing in my life is the same as it was 2 years ago. So if I had that same mentality, I wouldn't be where I am. And I can tell you right now that all the decisions that I'm making now would not be the same ones that I made back then, right? And so on and so forth. If I wasn't able to have myself be flexible, then it'd be really hard to just live. And that was another thing. So I kind of figured out that like one of my selves, if we're going to call it that, we're just going to call it that for simplicity's sake. Whenever that self is like, oh, the awareness spotlight gets shined on it, and it's like, all right, time to shine, be in the spotlight, and show us what you got. He comes out on stage and he's like, ugh, 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 and then goes waddles off stage and is like, that's it. And I was like, what is going on? And I think I figured it out while I was driving today from Denton. I was like, I kind of had it hit me, and I was like, this is a weird feeling. So I kind of was asking about it, and it's because it was tired from adapting. And I was like, that's weird. And I was like, but it makes sense too, because every single adaptation has to require that much more energy to repeat the same process and then branch out more. Uh, so yeah, adapting takes up a lot of energy. Adapting takes day to day energy that I sometimes don't have. So yeah, like it totally makes sense. If you're on the move all the time, if you haven't been able to sit down and settle, your nerves are probably shot from sitting there being on alert 24/7, because even whenever we're asleep, some of our uh some of our nervous system is still on alert to keep us safe. That's the thing. If we're not feeling safe enough in our own sleep, we're not going to get the best sleep that we can. So, thankfully, I have an amazing partner that, that makes me sleep very well, because I'll sit there and just. But I do have nose strips. They kind of help. And I also have a mouth guard. It's tried to choke me in my sleep at least once. But I'd also rather try to keep my teeth a little bit better and my nostrils a little bit more plump. Plump? Plump nostrils. No. Uh Perky? No. No. Not perky nose. Or would it be pointy? Pointy and straight? I don't know. Anyways. And that's one of the things too, man, like I want to make the decision of like, all right, I want to stream a lot more. And it's like, okay, but what do I stream? I don't have the best computer for like games. And if I did this, like, who would I talk to? TikTok? I have tried that. People go like, hi, bye. Hi, bye. People's attention span on TikTok is so short, so short that if you don't say hi to them within a millisecond of them getting in the room, they're gone. If you don't do this or something very quickly whenever someone enters the room, they're gone. And some people will stick around and be like, yeah, all right, bye. And then you have a bot every now and then just sits there and doesn't do anything. They're just giving you a viewer. It's like, cool, woo, okay. Um, but like video game streaming on TikTok, not too bad. I've tried that a few times. I actually got a little bit of an audience, but it was pretty fun. I do want to do more live streams on TikTok. I don't know how exactly I'm going to do it, because if I do co-host or like live stream with other people, I forget what it's called at the moment. I think it's just called co-host. Um, but I'll get paired up with someone and they go, hey, you want to battle? And I'm like, wait, you want to battle? And I'm just trying to make friends. Okay, bye. Click. I'm like, oh, okay. Hey, you want to battle? What? Hey, you want to battle? No one. No. Okay, bye. I'm like, what the fuck? So everyone's just like, you want to battle? You want to battle? You want to battle? You want to battle? And I'm like, fucking hell. Like, okay. Like, TikTok is great to get seen and started and everything like that. I agree. Like, I need to do more of it. But the content that I have is not meant for sped up ADHD on meth attention spans. You know, like I know I have a short attention span. Believe me, I don't need to be told. But those, holy shit! And I know how bad it is because I used to be on TikTok all the time. It's like, okay, nope, nope. I got really good at judging the thumbnail if it was going to be funny or not very quickly. And so I understand how it goes. It's like, yeah, I need to make an alluring background. I need to have a good radio voice or something along those lines. And just, I don't know, text on the screen that says, like, chat now, or something that has hooks and lines. And part of me is like, I'm not a baiter though. Like, it's one of those like, I no, like, yeah, I want listeners, I want an audience. Yes, that is true, but I don't want to be like, come watch this TikTok to increase your mental health steps in 1,000 days. Now, like something that's just like stupid and clickbaity, and I don't want to do that, but at the same time, I like the titles of YouTube videos. I don't mind doing that too much. Just because it will draw people in. But I don't know. There's so many different things about like trying to make your brand and yourself known on the internet and TikTok and YouTube, Twitch, all those different places that I'm just like, oh, it is overwhelming. It is a lot, and that is. I wish I had someone to like maybe hold my hand through it. Like, not gonna lie, this would be nice to have someone tell me everything to do in exact chronological order, step by step. Like a wiki how would be amazing on a podcast, but at the same time, it wouldn't turn into what it is now if I followed a step by step guideline. Even though most of them are literally just guides like plan, record, post production, equipment, and stuff like that. It's like, okay, like that is not. And I have seen some really good breakdowns of how to do podcasting and stuff like that. But that's the thing is that all the creative aspect is so unwritten about from what I've been able to tell. And it is literally just an experience, a learning curve. And it is filled with decisions, the thing that I'm bad at. So it's, do I stream games as well as podcasting? Do I do this or this alone? Do I try doing merch? Do I try this? Do I try that? And a lot of it is like, yeah, that sounds really good. I want to try that. And so I have tried some things. I do have a small store. I do have a website. I do have everything going that a podcast usually has, except for an audience, really, and community. That's the thing that I've heard from literally every other podcaster, that that's the part that's hard to get. And Pete versus Anxiety, he's probably doing great. His YouTube has like 180 subscribers last I checked. Good for him. But he's also streaming on TikTok all the time, and how he's doing it, I don't know. But that's the thing is that he is not in line with that kind of stuff. Even I don't know, like, hmm. Um, so, but the TikTok revenue, not revenue, avenue is really good for some people. And I'm going to try to get on it more myself, but I just don't have anyone to sit there and go like, "Hey, this is how you do it," and go and do it. So it's like, I just gotta kind of do it and hope it doesn't break. And honestly, it's the scariest part about doing live streaming and stuff on different services, is just going like, I hope someone pops in and says hi, just one. So yeah, it is what it is. Um, and then whenever it actually does like get an audience, then it's kind of like, oh, well, hmm. And the thing is that you just gotta be yourself, just gotta be chill, just gotta be me, and I can do that now. It's a little bit easier, but having an audience really does affect me. And I'm sure all of y'all out there go, this is Keegan solo, this is Keegan with an interviewee, and totally different people. Trust me, I know. I'm trying to get this aspect in with the guest aspects, because this is what's going to help bring in more people and actually get them in. And so, oh man, I was so excited to try the game segment yesterday, and then it didn't happen because internet. But that wasn't a decision anyone made, and that's the good part. But we did make a decision to reschedule, so it's going to happen. Just not whenever we wanted it to, unfortunately. So that is a small bummer, but it is one of those bummers that happen in life, and is with everything else. I've made the decision to forge onward, so you can too. Also, don't point with one finger. I've had to really scold myself about doing that again. It is very rude in some places, and so two or three. I'll try three if I can't do two, but I have been really bad at doing one again, so I'm trying to get better at that. And I'm also trying to get better about not doing the peace sign outwardly. So, yeah, if you didn't know that, don't do that to someone across the pond. Uh, because that's essentially the middle finger to them. Not essentially, it is. So, with that being said, there's no one over here, over here. Okay. And see, like, oh man, I just wish I could interview Markiplier, MySkerm, or Lord Minion 77777. Yeah. I was like, did I say 2 sevens or 3 sevens? And then it would be great because I could talk to them and ask them, hey, how did you do all this? But I got to start small. So I got to start with smaller streamers and stuff like that. Yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. And that's the thing too is that like the video game realm is so like saturated that like I wish I got on that ball years ago. I really should have, but I didn't have the gutspa, utspa, whatever it is. I didn't have the balls to sit there and say, "Yeah, I'm going to do it," because I think I'm worthy and can do it and am capable. I really didn't think that back then. I didn't think I was capable of it. I didn't think I was worthy of it. I didn't think anyone wanted to do anything with me. So I didn't. And now I'm here and it's like, ah, yeah, cool. I feel a lot better with myself, but the social circles and everything have just completely fallen apart because I don't manage them as well as I could, but at the same time, I don't know how. Um, and I don't think anyone else does either. And if they do, they haven't told me. So wouldn't be the first time. Anyways, to that note, I do have to say to the people I have spoke to over the last 6 months, thank you for being a good friend as always. Because I mean, it didn't feel like a day passed since we last talked, right? So, and that's the way good friendship should be. I think we make those decisions to and so here's something I I personally do not know exactly how this goes, except for the sheer fact of one example and one example only. And that's making the decision to not be friends with someone anymore. And I've made that decision based off of actions and not off of time. So I know a lot of people will sit there and say, "Hey, I haven't talked to so and so in forever. I hope they're doing okay." And it's like you're friends with them, right? Well, not anymore. Well, what happened? Oh, we fell apart. Like, hold up. Like, fall apart, falling off, or whatever. Like, that's actually a thing. Like, there is someone made the decision to not do it anymore. There was a decision between one of the two parties. There was a decision or mutual agreement to not do it. That's all there is to it. I don't know how that is. I've not been the one to make that decision of, I don't want to be friends with you. Now, there are definitely times where it's like, I don't want to go and interact or do things like that, but it's not like, I don't want to be friends. However, I've heard people say that, like, I've fallen out with that person or whatever. And, like, falling out is usually like a fight of sorts, right? But falling apart or just haven't seen each other in forever. And then, like, for some reason, time adds a variable to there that says, yo, can't be friends anymore. And it's true, like, we're not the same people we used to be years ago. That's very, very true. But at some level, there is a part of us that is that same person that resonates with that other person. I think. I don't know. This is personal experience. Help me out. This is where the audience, I need the audience. I need my own subreddit. I have a Discord if you want to join the Discord. But that's where I need y'all to be able to come in, give me your insights, your personal experiences, and stuff like that, so that we can sit here and be like, hey, look, the community says y'all are wrong, but y'all are still right, but wrong to the rest of the community. And see how that works? Isn't it weird? Yeah, I hate it. I really do. Because, well, to each their own is the best way I can put it. And that's just really the way it is. You don't fuck with them. You don't fuck with that. You don't fuck with that. And you're okay. Easy life, right? Just don't fuck with the 3 C's. The 3 C's. Cheese, cheddar, cheese, companion. Cheddar, cheese, companion. Yeah. Don't fuck with the 3 C's. Cheddar, cheese, companion. they'll get you every time. So, anyways, with that being said, we're at 50 minutes and it's close enough that I think we're going to go ahead and just say, yeah, I'm going to find some other weird technological adventure to go and do. And by that, I mean probably learn DaVinci Resolve. Why? Because it has audio tools. That's why. Uh, no. I. That's lazy. Or is that efficient? No, that's lazy and resource intensive and wasteful. Use CapCut to make all the like video cuts. That would be great. And then use DaVinci Resolve to do all the audio. That would also be great. But I feel like that would just be a waste of time and resources whenever I could do all of it at once in DaVinci once I learn how to do it. So I'm going to make that decision to work on the uh, channel trailer for YouTube. I already have one up, but I'm going to make an actual trailer, like an actual legit trailer of sorts, to where it's like, here's some clips from the past, here's a little clip of me, and here's something else later. I don't know, maybe like the itinerary. Ooh. Hey. Oh, that would have to. Oh, that would require an updated YouTube trailer, which wouldn't be bad. That would actually be pretty cool. Clips of shorts from the last season, right? Hear me out. What the fuck? Oh. My boot has some strings because it's a Renaissance boot, and it got untied, and the string got under the chair, and couldn't move my foot for a second. That was very strange because I'm wearing boots. Okay, it's a mini heart attack over. So as I was saying, um, trailer idea. So what I'm going to do is going to get the shorts that I've already made, maybe published, maybe not, and I'm going to get the shorts, make really quick. Don't say that. That is not appropriate. Quick cuts from shorts. Oh my goodness. Quick cuts from shorts. Is that a tongue twister? Quick cuts from. Yeah, that's tongue twister. Quick cuts from shorts. Wow. Say that 5 times fast. So I'm going to take some quick cut from shorts and slap them all together. Have a little bit of me talking about the show, or maybe one of the guests talking or something. I don't know. And then it's so I have a couple of ideas for it. It could be like one, me just pop over to the side of the screen like and then like okay, here. This way you can hear me. And then from here, like where my hands are at is a calendar that pops up, And then it's like itinerary, like so and so, so and so, so and so, so and so. And then if they don't show up, they don't show up. And it'd kind of be like, ooh, would that be publicly shaming? It wouldn't be on purpose. It'd just be like, hey guys, announcements. If they didn't show up, they didn't show up. See, I'm not having any ill intentions with trying to do something, but I'm sitting here talking myself out of it, worried about what other people are going to think. So I just have to fucking do it. That's what I'm going to do. So, we're going to figure it out. I don't know if I want to do like a green screen behind me, like a physical green screen and just edit it in. That would be kind of cool, I think. Or just overimposed on everything, superimposed. Nah, I don't know. I like the green screen idea. I think I would have a lot of fun with that. I need to get a green screen. I have a green feather from my quill. Whoa. Yes, I want to do that now. Just have like those super cartoony eyes or whatever, and just wow. It'd be perfect because it just super. I just got an idea of what I can use a little frickin' feather for. Am I going to remember it? Probably not, but the idea's out there. I'm probably not going to use it. It's not patented. Go ahead and take it. It's intellectual property that you can use. It's free of charge. Um, oh man. But like, let's see. I kind of want to show off my desk a little bit because I'm actually really fucking proud of this desk. And I know I'm cursing a lot more lately, and I think that's okay because I'm soloing and this isn't being published on the radio or anything. Speaking of, um, I am just about to make the final payment uh, for my. It's not really an upgrade. Is it an upgrade? No. Um, so Retrieving Sanity was selected to be put on another station, TV station. So with everything that is public broadcasting, there are fees associated with it because they don't have advertisements. So if you're from Amarillo and you like Amarillo College's FM 90, if it's still a thing, that's public broadcasting. It's a radio that, yeah, they have some ads here and there, but it's mostly for like live events or things going on with the community. It's great. So, like, I was a huge fan of Amarillo College's FM 90 whenever I was in Amarillo. It's how I found a lot of really good artists. I think I got K Play to be played over there here and there a couple times. And it was just really great. I love public broadcasting because PBS, CBS, stuff like that helped raise me up. And I turned out okay, I think. But that was my problem. I stopped watching all that. That's my problem. I didn't stay in PBS school. Damn it. But there are fees associated with it so that we keep it advertisement free so that we get better content and stuff out there, more rich kind of educational stuff, I guess. But yeah, it's going to be on the Fairfax TV station. So uh, that's going to, I don't know what that's going to do for the show. It may do really good, it may not. And that's the thing, too. Like, today, I got. Do, 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 do. Can I get copyrighted for that? Maybe if I did it really good and people knew exactly what it was about. Okay. So my endo DNA kit is on its way, which is awesome. So going to do my endo DNA stuff in episode here in a few weeks after I get those results back. Super excited about that. But let's see. I got one, two, three, four. No, just four. I got four different podcast guest pitches today, and I'm on Podmatch, and I have 20 messages over there, and most of those are newer people that have to schedule something with me, and I'm still booked out. I did update my Calendly just a teensy weensy bit to allow for one more meeting per month, just one, and it actually opened up a couple slots. So let me look before I put my mouth in my foot. I mean, you know what I mean. Um, so June got taken. I do have at least one spot in July, maybe two in August, one in September, one in October, two in November, and then December's open entirely. So I've got like, and so again, it's just wrapping right back around to a decision. I can make the decision to do a shit ton of recordings and episodes and all that. Cool. That would be great. I don't have a post production team. I do the post production, all of it, from recording to editing to post production. I do it all the radio stuff, all the TV stuff, all the YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, all of it. I do it all. I don't have a team, and that is hard. So it's kind of like as much as I would love to do like an episode either every day or every other day, I couldn't keep up with it. Y'all would get tired of it, maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but that's the thing. I couldn't keep up, and that's why it's like I want to take in more people, but I'm going to be unfair in that regard because the content is not going to be as good as what it could be. And like I'm trying to learn Da Vinci so that maybe I can make it even better. Um, and that's the thing, I can't take on more and then try to do more and then have the same exact stuff, you know? So I'm just hit with decision after decision after decision. Do I want to go back to school and really finish up my therapy licenses, or do I want to be a social worker of some sorts that has a smaller degree where I can actually go and do that kind of stuff a lot faster? Do I really want to try to make this more of the job or not? Which I honestly would. I'd love it. But it's like maybe if I stick with it after it gets on the Fairfax TV, maybe that the lucky break comes along. Who knows? And that's the thing. I wouldn't know if I didn't make that decision to do it in the first place. But it's like I would have made that decision a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago. Actually, I could have. But I would have made it a long time ago if I knew that that's the thing that would have happened. And that's the thing. A lot of us want to have the information of what will happen if I do this. And a lot of the time we don't have that information. So we just have to kind of wing it. And that's the scary part. I don't like the scary part sometimes. It's scary. And so it's like, I'll avoid it. I'll avoid it as long as I can until it's inevitable. And then I'll scream the whole way through. And then by the time I'm done on the other side, I'm like, oh, that wasn't too bad. What was I freaking out about? That's how a lot of life situations are. It's like a freaking roller coaster. The anxiety, the anticipation, fucking killer. And then you get up and then pass that first loop. Oh, it's not too bad after. And by the end, it's like, oh yeah, let's do it again. Woohoo! And then that's how it is for me, at least. I know it's not how it is for everyone else, and it does suck whenever it does not end up in enjoyment of some sort or that relief of, oh, that wasn't so bad. Whenever it's, oh yeah, that was as bad as I thought it was going to be, or that was so much worse than I thought it was going to be. Those suck. I'm not going to lie, because those do happen. They will happen. You cannot avoid them entirely. If you think you can, you're wrong. And I just hope it doesn't bite you in the ass too hard. In the ass. Yeah, if something bites you in the ass, you're probably in some trouble. If something's biting you in the ass, get out of the water and go find a doctor or something. So, yeah. Now, if it's biting you on the ass, just swap it off. It'll be fine. But if it's biting you in the ass, you go seek medical professional help, please. Uh, so, don't put the gerbils up there. We already told you once. Haven't you watched South Park? And that was a hamster, Mr. Lemmy-Winks, if I'm not mistaken. So, anyways, this podcast just might go not off the rails, but there may be a second one just for absolutely batshit crazy ideas. Well, who knows? We'll see. But it's one of those things. I got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. We all got to make a decision. And it better involve ice cream. So, scream for some. I'll scream for some. We'll all scream for some. Ice cream man will have to come around eventually, right? So, until then, I hope you have a great rest of your Friday evening and or whenever you're watching this, Saturday morning, Sunday afternoon, Monday midnight. Who knows? Whenever it is, I just hope that you have a great rest of your day or night, evening, whatever, and I hope that you just continue to make great decisions for yourself and those around you, and even if they didn't turn out the best way, that'll be okay somehow. Not saying it's going to be great, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be a way. after. So, like, don't worry, it's not going to go poof just because you may have made a mistake. And don't remember, you didn't choose to make the mistake, right? You didn't choose to make the mistake. If you did choose to make the mistake, there's a little bit of something we can be said about that, but we're going to assume that you're a little bit smarter than that and that you did not. So, congratulations for another day through this world that we call life, and I hope you have a great day. So, until then, I will see you next time. I'm not going to say when the next interview is because every time I do that, I break it. So, thanks for sticking by. And if you've actually listened to me for this entire bit, I appreciate you very much. And just keep in mind that we're going to try to be a little bit more mindful about all things podcast related. So that means I have an outro video. See ya.